Good morning to you. It's Daybreak at I-Fiber 1, 847 now. It's time for us to focus on Shelton this week and every week, brought to you by our community credit union and the great folks there. Two good guests in studio this morning, Gregory, Andy Arnes. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
Got a good list of topics here. Let's start, Andy, with you. The Shelton Out Loud survey. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
How's it been going?
We've had a really great response, actually.
Good.
Yeah, we've had several members of the community provide some really great comments and some feedback on that. And so, we're very appreciative of them taking the time to do that and help out and contributing to that.
Do you get to see some of the numbers already, kind of when people are thinking about when it would be best to hold these meetings?
It might be a little early to say, but I mean, it's looking like probably sometime in the middle of the week.
Sure.
But we definitely have some days that are kind of in the running there. But we'll obviously be, presenting the final details of once that closes. That will be open until next Wednesday. 5 o'clock, so people can get on. We do have that posted again online on the website, and then all of our social media accounts as well has a link to that everyone can get on and take that.
Very nice. Craig, what's going on with you and the water and sewer rate study? Talk to me about this.
Trying to get an understanding of what our rates actually are comprised of and the infrastructure looking forward of what those rates are paying for. The spreadsheet that the FCS group has provided us in the past is a little convoluted and tough to understand, so we're trying to get a grasp on what that actually looks like and making good decisions moving forward for all of our utilities. So I think that will help us getting an understanding of what infrastructure has been paid for through those rates and what is funded in the future. And the projects that are embedded within that, if we still need to do those or if they're needed, or if we can eliminate some of those, if that's a possibility.
And you've worked with this group in the past?
We have.
FCS?
We have. They did our rate studies for both water and sewer in the past. So we have a relationship with them already, and they are just taking a broad overview look at the entire rate study at this point.
Is that what the customers pay, or just kind of the overall picture?
It's really an overall picture, but it definitely will affect the ratepayers and the look at them, as far as what their bill looks like in the future. Do
you get a sense of what some of the portions of it that you're not quite sure about moving forward are, that you can specifically go, well, this, what's this here for?
A lot of it is the infrastructure and not understanding exactly how we're paying for that, or if we actually need to pay for it.
Okay.
There's some projects in there that I think we looked at already that we're thinking we can eliminate, that with new technology and just the way we do business, that we can probably eliminate some of those. So that'll be something to take a look at and figure out where those rates actually need to be.
Does any of this have to do with kind of even the current weather conditions? Now we're going to want to talk a little bit about the dryness that it's been and people using their wells and their services that way. Is there any impact with that, with this water and sewer rate study? And then how are we doing with the well levels, and everybody can still get as much water as they need to and things like that?
To answer the first question, with the water rate study, it certainly is a look at what the needs are. We have somewhat of a need for another water source on the south side of town. Everything right now, all three of our wells are on the north side of town, all kind of bundled together up in the Shelton Springs, Wallace Neyland area. So it would be nice to have another well on the south side of town to provide water to that area. But as far as this year goes and the drought conditions that we've had, haven't had much rain this summer. We did have a fairly wet winter and spring, so at this point we're seeing normal water levels, no issues whatsoever as far as providing water to the citizens of Shelton.
So there's no talk, and has there ever been talk of off-day waterings, or people on even numbers can water, or odd numbers can water? You hear about that in other...
I know last year they did talk about water rationing. We have not had that discussion this year because we just haven't seen the drawdown on the wells at this point. So we're in pretty good shape getting through the summer at this point. So none of those talks have surfaced at this point.
Good. Let's talk now about some grant applications, one on Alder and Old Olympic Highway North, and then Turner Street.
We are very excited about both of these and the opportunity to leverage the funds that we have at this point, and really utilize the Transportation Improvement District funds that have been coming in for about 2 years now, and for the citizens to actually see something for those funds that they've been building up for reserves and leveraging those, where we're not just using our money, but we're getting up to 10 times the bang for our buck as far as that money goes with grants. So the Alder and Olympic Highway North, very excited. That would be a project basically that goes from First Street down by Mickey's Deli all the way up to Skipworth at C Street, which would be repaving, new roadway, sidewalks, streetscape, really the entire project, new illumination. So it would be a fantastic project to get. Right now it looks like the budget's about $4.5 million, and we are applying for that grant on Friday the 18th is the deadline to get that in. So, and then we'll know sometime in November.
What's the match on? Was that the 30% match one that was talked about in the?
That was a 30% match. The good thing about that is the full 30% will not be coming just out of city funds. We've formed some partnerships with not only MTA but also PUD. So that match level will be coming down with those partnerships. So we will not be absorbing the full 30%.
Wow.
So that was those partnerships are really helpful at this point, and we're just happy to have that relationship with both of those organizations.
Is that common to partner with private, semi-private on these kind of things?
It's the way you should do business. Yes, everybody kind of in the community gets what they want out of the project, and you're not just looking at it solely from the city perspective, but everybody in the community is getting what they want out of it. MTA would get a new bus stop at 8th, just around the library, which is needed at this point. So they would get what they need. PUD would put up new LED lights and get rid of the old high-pressure sodiums, which are an energy draw. So yeah, they would get a piece of what they need, and also a piece of it would come out of the storm utility, because we've got some stormwater issues down in the downtown area. So it wouldn't just come from transportation; it would be transportation, the storm department, and then those partnerships.
Wow,
so, yeah,
that's great. That's really great. And then Turner Street, what's the same deal? Or?
Yeah, Turner Street has been an issue for quite some time. That pavement's about 30 to 35 years old, so it has been out there for a very long time, and it's had its life. The good thing about that one is it looks like it's about a $500,000 project, but it's only a 10% match. So for $50,000, we get a brand new roadway all the way from the bottom of the hill at First Street around Neelan Park all the way to the top at 16th. So be a fabulous project for us to get a hold of. So both of those are in at this point, and we'll see in November.
30 to 35 years, what's the average lifespan on a road with normal average travel?
20 years would be pushing it
without
doing any maintenance on it, and we have not done any maintenance on Turner, so that one is well past its life.
Saw you guys at the ribbon cutting for the Sidewalk Cafe, Smoke and Mo's. That looked like it's a great thing and a great little boon for the downtown area.
No, it's very exciting to have that available. Absolutely, it looks great. I just drove by last night and it was packed. So
it was packed.
It was,
very cool. Gregory and Andy Arnes from the city of Shelton. As we focus on Shelton today, it's always nice talking with you guys.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.